Namaste everyone. Today I'll be presenting third semester practicals biochemistry and biophysics paper 3. Okay, today's experiment is estimation of glucose by DNS method. I request all the viewers and students to subscribe this channel to support. Okay, now let us go through the estimation of reducing sugar glucose by DNS method. Okay, in biochemistry, we can estimate the proteins, carbohydrates, amino acids, etc. biomolecules by using quantitative estimation or quantitative estimation. Today, you are going to understand quantitative analysis, that is through colorimetry method. Okay, here based on the color development, we are going to measure the amount of the biomolecules which are present in that particular sample. Okay, so one experiment here, that is estimation of glucose by DNS method. Aim of the experiment to estimate the amount of reducing sugars, that is glucose by DNS method, that is 3,5 dinitrosalicylic acid method. DNS stands for dinitrosalicylic acid. Now let us go to the introduction part. Sugars are the least compounds of carbohydrates that contains a carbon atoms with one carbonyl group. The remaining carbon atoms hydroxyl groups. Okay. If the carbonyl group in an aldehyde, then the sugar is an aldose, and if it is ketone, then it is a ketose. The carbonyl group in a sugar undergoes isomerization to form 1,2 enediol. The enediol forms are reactive species which are a good reducing agents. Okay. Here you can see the aldehyde, and here you can see the ketone. Okay, reducing sugars like glucose, then fructose, which example for the reducing sugars. Okay. Now let us go through the principle. Reducing sugars reacts with an alkali solution of 3,5-dinitro-salicylic acid upon heating to give a reduced form of the reagent, that is 3-amino-5-nitrosalicylic acid, which is orange yellow to red in color. The test demonstrates the reduction of non-metallic compounds by reducing sugars. The color is red at 540 nanometer against a suitable blind. So this is a very basic and simple principle behind this estimation of glucose by DNS method. Reducing sugars have the property to reduce many of the reagents. One such reagent is 3,5 dinitrosalicylic acid. This 3,5 DNS in alkaline solution is reduced to 3-amino-5-nitrosalicylic acid. Here you can see 3,5 dinitrosalicylic acid. Okay, that is yellow in color earlier. When that reacts with the glucose in 100 degrees Celsius boiling water bath condition, reduced to 3-amino 5-nitrosalicylic acid, which is orange red or orange brown. Okay, here you can see the reaction. Okay, in DNSA, it stands for dinitrosalicylic acid. In sometimes this DNS also will be pronounced as DNSK. Okay, when this DNS reacts with reducing sugars with 100 degrees Celsius water bath, is reduced to 3-amino-5-nitrosalicylic acid. Okay, and with the color development, that will be orange or brown, or orange red. And this, based on the color development, we are going to measure the amount of the uh, carbohydrates which are present in that particular sample. Okay, it means the color development can be measured by using colorimeter at 540 nanometer. Okay, now let us go through the note. 3,5-dinitrosalicylic acid is an aromatic compound that reacts with reducing sugars and other reducing molecules to form 3-amino-5-nitrosalicylic acid, which absorbs light strongly at 540 nanometer. In case of glucose, we are using this particular 540 nanometer. You need to adjust the colorimeter instrument, then you need to take OD. This method tests the presence of free carbonyl group, that is C double bond O, and so-called reducing sugars. This involves the oxidation of the aldehyde functional group present in, for example, glucose and ketone functional group in fructose. Simultaneously, 3, 5 dinitrosalicylic acid is reduced to 3 amino 5 nitrosalicylic acid under alkaline condition. So in the examination, you must write this particular principle. If you write this principle, no, that is more than enough. And this particular reactional structure representation. Okay, usually the examination will not ask this reactional representation. You just write this particular description of the principle. Hope you are following me. I want everybody to kindly make a note in your observation book. Now let us go through the requirements. What are the requirements we need in this particular experiments? We need standard glucose, okay? Then we need DNS reagent, then we need water bath, then we need test tubes, then colorimeter and other accessories, okay? Then let us go through the procedure. Preparation of standard DNS. Okay. So for preparation of standard DNS, you need to take 1 gram of DNS. Okay. You are going to take here 1 gram of DNS dissolved in 20 ml of 2 normal NaOH. So first you are going to weigh 1 gram of DNS. Okay. 1 gram of DNS you are going to weigh and dissolved in 20 ml of 2 normal NaOH. You are going to take here 2 normal of NaOH. To this, you are going to add 1 gram of DNS. Then another container, okay, you are going to, what are you going to do here? You are going to weigh 30 grams. You are going to weigh 30 grams of potassium sodium tartrate, okay, dissolved in 50 ml of distilled water. 50 ml of distilled water you will take, okay, and to this you are going to add the potassium sodium tartrate. This potassium sodium tartrate, which is used to enhance stability and sensitivity of this DNS reagent. Okay, and once you thoroughly dissolve all the chemicals, that is DNS and potassium sodium tartrate, then two solutions are mixed thoroughly and the volume is made up to 100 ml. Okay, once both the chemicals are mixed thoroughly, you are going to take the standard volumetric flask. Okay, in this standard volumetric flask, you are going to pour both the chemicals and make up the final volume to 100 ml, and you label this as standard DNS, and also you can preserve that in the brown colored bottle. Okay, this is about the preparation of standard DNS. You can make out here, we have taken here this particular chemical, okay, that is 3,5 dinitrosalicylic acid, right? 1 gram we have taken here, then 2 normal sodium hydroxide we took here, then we took potassium sodium tartrate and dissolved in 50 ml of distilled water. Once both the chemicals mixed thoroughly, then that was both chemicals are mixed and made final volume is made up to 100 ml. Okay, here final volume made up to 100 ml, and that can be stored in this kind of brown colored bottle. Okay, and label that as 3,5 dinitrosalicylic acid. Okay, now let us understand preparation of standard graph. Okay, preparation of standard graph. For that you need to prepare standard glucose. Okay, you need to, on top of this I missed here, you please make a note here, standard glucose. Okay, this is the standard glucose description. How to prepare the standard glucose? First you need to weigh 100 mg of glucose. Okay, so let us weigh here 100 mg of glucose. Once you weigh the 100 mg of the glucose, and that you are going to dissolve in 100 ml of distilled water. It means whatever chemicals you weigh, no, that must be always dissolved in minimal amount of distilled water. In this minimal amount of distilled water, you are going to dissolve. Once this 100 mg of the glucose dissolved thoroughly in the beaker, then this content will be poured into the volumetric flask. Okay, this will be poured into the volumetric flask, and then you are going to make up the final volume to 100. You are going to make up the final volume to 100, and you can label this as this concentration here, that is we used here 1000 microgram per ml. Okay, how did you get this 1000 microgram per ml here? So we took here, what we have taken here, we have took here 100 mg of glucose, right? 100 mg of glucose we have taken and dissolved in 100 ml, right? First we dissolved in less amount of distilled water, and final this will be that particular dissolved solute was put here, right? And then final volume made up to 100, right? So here you can see the presence of 100 mg of the glucose in 100 ml, right? In 100, we have here 100 mg of glucose in 100 ml. How did you get this 1000 microgram per ml? So 100 mg per 100 ml means per ml how much? So per ml how much? Yes, you're correct. Per ml 1 mg per ml can be seen. Always all this biochemistry experiment we are representing in the microgram. So 1 mg means how many microgram, how many mu grams? This is milligrams, right? How many mu g here? That is 1000 mu g, right? 1000 mu g per ml. So let me recall here. So we took the 100 mg of the glucose and dissolved in 100 ml of distilled water. So we are calculating here for in 1 ml how much amount of the glucose. So 1 mg per ml. So 1 mg means that is 1000 microgram. 1000 microgram per ml. So concentration here is that is 1000 microgram per ml of the standard glucose. For example, if I have taken here, just let me recall with you. If I have taken here 500, if I've taken here 500 mg of the glucose and dissolved in 100 ml of distilled water. Okay, how much concentration here? So 500 mg means here in per ml how much? Per ml here you can see 5 mg, right? So 5 mg per ml, right? So convert this mg to microgram. That time how much? So 1 mg means 1000 microgram. Here 5 mg means that is 5000 microgram per ml. Okay, hope you understood here. So here standard glucose concentration is 1000 microgram per ml. Okay. So let us go through the procedure of this experiment. First, you need to take here 7 test tube. Okay, you need to take here the 7 test tubes and label all the test tubes as 1 to 7. Okay, whatever you'll take these test tubes now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What are the 7 test tube you are going to take? You need to label. First test tube 1 and second, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6 and this is 7. You are going to write. And first test tube always you'll write on the wall of the test tube that blank or B. Okay. And for the 7th test tube, we'll write it as unknown or UK. And to the all the 7 test tube, we are going to add the different aliquots of standard glucose ranging from 0.2 to 1 ml are pipette out into different dye test tubes. For biochemistry experiment, you must take compulsory dry test tube, wet test tube, you must reject. If attenders give also, if they keep also on your table, you need to tell them you need dry test tubes. Okay, so first to perform this experiment, what you need the standard glucose, right? You need the standard glucose here. You are going to take the standard glucose. From this standard glucose, we prepared standard glucose in that volumetric flask, right? We prepared standard glucose and plugged with the upper lid, right? So you need to take this standard glucose. From this standard glucose, you are going to pour into the beaker. Once you pour into the beaker by using the pipette, you are going to take first 0.2 ml of glucose and put that in the second test tube. Okay, first test tube will be blank. As the name suggests, blank means you are not going to put any glucose. For the second test tube, you are going to add the 0.2 ml of the glucose, and for the third test tube, you are going to add the 0.4 ml glucose, and for fourth test tube, we are going to add 0.6 glucose, and fifth test tube, we are going to add 0.8 ml of glucose, and sixth test tube, we are going to add the 1 ml of glucose. So you satisfied this particular second point. So what we have done here, different aliquots of standard glucose ranging from 0.2 to 1 ml are pipetted out and poured that one into the different dry test tubes. Okay, then the volume in each tube, okay, then the volume in each tube is made up to 2 ml with distilled water. Now, in all the test tube, the amount is different. In one test tube, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1 like that. So, final volume make up to 2 ml. So, to make up all the test tube final 2 ml, what you need to do? So, to the blank, we have not added any kind of glucose. So, you need to make final volume 2 ml. So, to this, you are going to add 2 ml of water. Here, 0.2 is already there. 2 ml, 2 ml minus 0.2 ml, you are going to add here 1.8 ml of distilled water. Okay, like that, you are going to add to all the test tube distilled water, make up the final volume to 2 ml. And the 7th test tube will be given by the examiner or your in-charge teacher. Your in-charge teacher will add this particular glucose, and they'll only make up the final volume to 2 ml. For example, here they would have given 0.2 or 0.4 or 0.6. If they have given 0.6, means that respective amount of the distilled water they'll put, and they'll make up to 2 ml and they'll give you. Okay, hope you understood up to here. You made volume up to 2 ml by using distilled water. Then after the addition of this glucose and make up the final volume to 2 ml, then you are going to add the 2 ml of DNS reagent to all the test tube. All the 7 test tube, you are going to add the 2 ml of DNS reagent. Okay. Then the tubes are incubated in a boiling water bath for 15 minutes to for the reaction, okay, to reaction to occur. And after the 15th minute, you will take out and you are going to cool to room temperature. During this 15 minutes, just observe how the color changes. Okay, the color changes, can observe there from yellow to orange, red or brown. You'll be able to see that particular color. And once 15 minutes is over, then cool to room temperature. Okay, then to all the tubes, you are going to add 5 ml of distilled water for all the test tube. Then the intensity of the color developed is measured using colorimeter at 540 nanometer against a suitable blank and recorded. So this is the procedure. Hope you understood. Okay, next what you'll do, first take the absorbance. So how to take here the measurement of that particular OD means, here first you are going to take the absorbance of the blank and make it 0. Okay, what are the instrument colorimeter will be there. Then the colorimeter, they'll provide the small cuvettes. Okay, first you need to wash this thoroughly, the cuvettes. Once you wash thoroughly, we have actually the 7 test tube, right? We had actually 7 test tube. Third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, and this is 7th one. So first one we had written this as the blank, and the last one we had written as unknown, right? We had written this as unknown. Blank, here there is no glucose. That's why it's mentioned as blank. So this sample you are going to pour into the cuvette, okay? And once you pour this one, before placing this cuvette into the colorimeter instrument, you are going to wipe the upper surface of the cuvette by using blotting paper, because there should not be any kind of fingerprint, okay, to place in this particular colorimeter. For that reason, you are going to wipe the outer region by using blotting paper. Then take the OD, that is, you need to adjust the first always blank with 0. Okay, then once the 0 you have adjusted, then discard this one into the empty beaker. Okay, discard this after taking the OD or adjusting the OD to 0, discard that one into the empty beaker, and just tap on the blotting paper, okay, this cuvette, invert and tap, and then take the OD of all the other test tube, that is test tube number 2 to test tube number 7, up to there you need to take OD. Wash the cuvettes each time after taking OD and wipe with the blotting paper. See to that should the cuvette upper surface should not be wet, or there should not be any kind of fingerprint. Okay, you need to, it means you need to hold this upper region you need to hold and to place in the colorimeter instrument. The absorbance was measured at 540 nanometer. The OD was cross-plotted on the standard graph to calculate the amount of reducing sugar present in the unknown sample. Okay, or see, once you take the OD of all the 7 test tube, you are going to get the OD. For example, first one we adjusted 0.00. First one was adjusted as 0.00. Second one you may get around 0.25. Again, second one, third one you get around 0.35. Again 0.45, 0.6, like so on. You are going to get the ODs. By using all those 6 ODs, you can plot the standard graph. Okay, you'll plot the standard graph. If this is the graph, y-axis and the x-axis, by using all these 6 ODs, you are going to plot the standard straight line. One standard straight line is ready. On that 7th one unknown, no, whatever the unknown you got, that unknown OD you need to check here how much you got, and that OD you are got wherever this unknown OD will touches the standard graph, then you are going to put the downward arrow mark, and wherever this line touches now, this will be the concentration of the unknown which is present in that particular sample. Okay, the graph of observance at 540 nanometer along the y-axis. Okay, on y-axis you are going to take the OD was plotted against the concentration of the sugar, that is along the x-axis you are going to take the known concentration of standard glucose. Okay, this standard curve has to pass through a maximum number of points plotted in a line with the origin. From this origin, the standard graph has to be plotted, and you need to get here the standard straight line you're supposed to get. Okay, this is the colorimeter instrument. Okay, here you can take the OD. Okay, here OD will be a digital colorimeter. OD, we can see here the display, and here you are going to place the cuvette. Whatever the cuvette you will take, no, the surface you need to wipe and you need to place it here. And this is the knob. Okay, this is the knob over here, and this is the knob to adjust the filter, that is 540 nanometer. You need to adjust by using this particular knob. So now let us go through a little bit information about the colorimeter. Colorimeter is a device that is used in colorimetry. Okay, it refers to a device which helps specific solutions to observe and particular wavelength, okay, of light. The colorimeter is usually used to measure the concentration of known solute in the given solution with the help of Beer-Lambert's law. Okay, this in detail you will understand this in the theory class. A colorimeter involves the measurement of color and is the widely used method for finding the concentration of biochemical compounds. It measures absorbance and wavelength between 400 to 700 nanometer, that is from the visible spectrum of light of the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, absorption of light falling on a colored solution is either observed or transmitted. Okay, a colored solution observes all the colors of white light and selectively transmits only one color. This is its own color. A colorimeter is based on the photometric technique, which states that when a beam of incident light of intensity passes through a solution, a part of the incident light is reflected and a part is observed and rest of the light is transmitted. Then we'll be able to get this particular optical density of that particular color, whatever has developed in the test tube. Okay, now this is very important. You should make a note of this one. This is the procedure to perform. Okay, this is the procedure. You need to make a note. You need to write this tabular column in the examination. You must keep in your mind. So I told in the procedure now you need to take the 7 test tube. Test tube number 1, and this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, 5, 6, and this is the 7th test tube. So first, what are the requirements for this to conduct this experiment? We need the standard glucose, right? We prepared the standard glucose, right? And we need the DNS, right? We already prepared the DNS we prepared now, right? And we need distilled water and we need water bath. Okay, now let us start the experiment. So you have taken the 7 test tube, right? We have taken here the 7 test tube. 1, this is second test tube, third test tube, fourth test tube, fifth test tube, sixth test tube, and this is the 7th test tube. As I told, all the test tube we are going to label this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 test tube. First test tube always you are going to write it as blank, right? First test tube will be blank because you are not going to add any glucose to that one. So it is a blank. So what is the procedure here? First, you will take the volume of standard glucose. Okay, volume of standard glucose. What was the concentration of this standard glucose? Concentration of glucose? Yes, correct. That is 1000 microgram per ml, right? We took the concentration, that is 1000 microgram per ml. This microgram is the unit, okay? 1000 microgram per ml we used there, right? So for all the test tube, we are going to add here the glucose. Okay, after adding the glucose, next what will you do? Break up the final volume 2 ml by using distilled water. After the distilled water addition, next what will you add? DNS reagent. After adding DNS reagent, you are going to incubate in boiling water bath for 15 minutes. Okay, after 15 minutes, you are going to cool to the room temperature. Then you are going to add distilled water. Okay, after addition of the distilled water, mix thoroughly. Then take the OD at 540 nanometer. Okay, so now let us go through the experiment. So we'll take here the 7 test tube. Okay, first one you will written this as the blank, and the first test tube, second test tube, third test tube, fourth test tube, and the fifth test tube, and this side sixth test tube and seventh test tube we need to collect from the in charge teacher. Okay, so seventh test tube we need to label that as the unknown. Hope you are not having any kind of confusion. Nice. For all the seven, for all the all the seven test tube you'll receive, right? And then next, what will you do for whatever the numbers you have written? No, for blank that as 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, and seventh one you need to take from the examiner, that will be unknown. Okay, for all the test tube we need to add 0.2 to 1 ml of standard glucose. This is the standard glucose we prepared by using standard volumetric flask, right? What was the concentration? That is 1000 microgram per ml we have prepared, right? So from this you are going to add to the second test tube 0.2 ml of the glucose, and for the third test tube you will take from this particular glucose 0.4 ml of the glucose, then 0.6 ml of the glucose, then 0.8 you will pipette and you are going to pour. Again you will pipette 1 ml of glucose and you are going to pour. Seventh one will be given by the examiner. You don't know how much they are going to put, whether 0.6 or 0.4, you don't know. So that will be given by the in charge teacher or examiner. Blank, you are not going to add any kind of glucose. So it is here 0 glucose. So glucose is not there. That's why it's mentioned as blank. Okay. Next, what is the next step? Oh, recall. Okay, next step is what? You are going to add now for all these test tube. First test tube, second, this is third, and this is the fourth, and this is the fifth one. Okay, and the sixth one, seventh one will be given by the examiner in charge teacher. To all these test tube, we already put glucose, right? Glucose we already put to second, third, fourth, fifth, and the sixth one. To this, you are going to add distilled water to make up the final volume to 2 ml. Okay, here you are going to add the 2 ml of distilled water because there is no glucose, so it's a blank. Directly you are going to add 2 ml, whereas here you are going to for 0.2 ml make up the final volume. Means how much are you going to add here? 1.8 you are going to add distilled water to this particular test tube. So next, how much are you going to add here to this? After 1.8 you are going to add here 1.6, right? Already 1.4 glucose is there. To make up the final volume to 2 ml, you are going to add 1.46. 0.6 is already there. You are going to add here 1.6, right? Sorry, 1.4. To this, you are going to add the 1.4 ml of distilled water. So let me recall once again here. This is the blank, right? This number 1, this is number 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5, and this is 6, and this is 7th. So in the previous slide, we already put glucose to all the test tube, right? Now we need to make up the final volume to 2 ml. So there is no any glucose, so you need to add here directly 2 ml of distilled water. To this 0.2 ml, you need to add here 1.8 ml of distilled water. 0.4 glucose is there. So here you're going to add the 1.6 ml of distilled water, and to this you are going to add the 1.4 ml of distilled water, and to this you are going to add 1.2 ml of distilled water, and to this 1 ml glucose is there. To this you are going to add the 1 ml of distilled water. So we made up to the final volume, that is 2 ml. 2 ml content is here, right? 2 ml, and here 1.8 plus 1.2, 2 ml, 0.4 plus 1.6, 2 ml, then 0.6 plus 1.4, 2 ml, 0.8 plus 1.2, 2 ml, and 1 ml, 1 ml, 2 ml. So in each test tube, now the quantity is same, right? 2 ml. 7 test tube will be given by the examiner. Our in charge teacher, they will add some ratio that may be 0.6 and 1.4. You need to find out how much amount of the glucose is present in the 7 test tube. So you won't be knowing how much they have given. Okay, you need to find out. So after that, addition of the standard glucose and the distilled water made to 2 ml, then now we need to add the DNS. Okay, for the blank also you need to add here, and for the test tube, this is test tube number 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5, and this is 6. Here you need to collect from the your in charge teacher another test tube. Okay, that will be the seventh test tube. You need to collect from the in charge teacher, and here here also you need to add the DNS. This for this seventh test tube also you need to add DNS. How much amount you are going to add? 2 ml of DNS reagent to all the test tube. Okay, now after the addition of the DNS reagent, you are going to place that in the water bath. Okay, so we took the DNS reagent, then standard glucose of 1000 microgram per ml, then distilled water made up to 2 ml. Then once this is ready, you need to check whether the water is boiling or not. If it is boiling, in the boiling water bath, you need to place all the 7 test tube and wait for 15 minutes. Okay, and if possible, you can also plug the mouth of the test tube by using the aluminum foil. After 15 minutes, you'll take out and you can see this kind of color from yellow to orange, red or brown can be seen. And that will be very hot, so immediately don't take OD. Instead, you need to cool this particular test tube from the water bath to the cold water containing beaker, and you are going to place in this kind of container. Okay, what we observe, what has happened in this kind of reaction here, this particular 3,5 dinitrosalicylic acid reacts with the sugars. Okay, and 100 degrees Celsius, that is water bath condition, which is reduced to 5, it is reduced to 3 amino 5 nitrosalicylic acid. Okay, then once you take out from the boiling water bath, you need to cool that in the beaker, cool to room temperature. Okay, after cooling to room temperature, then you need to add the 5 ml of distilled water to each tube. Okay, 5 ml of distilled water you need to add to the all the 7 test tube, including the unknown. You need to add 5 ml of distilled water. Okay, after addition of the 5 ml of distilled water, next, what is the next step? You are going to take OD at 540 nanometer. Based on the color development, you are going to get the increase in their particular optical density. Based on the color development, concentration also will be increased, and you are going to get the optical density. Okay, so first one, you are going to adjust the colorimeter to 0, 0. Okay, this is the blank sample. This blank, you are going to transfer this to the cuvette. You can see here, this is the cuvette. Okay, glass cuvette. To this glass cuvette, you are going to transfer. Before placing in the colorimeter, okay, here you need to wipe thoroughly the upper surface, upper walls of that particular cuvette. Then you need to place in the colorimeter. Okay, after placing, you need to adjust this particular colorimeter to 0, 0. Once you adjust, take out this cuvette and discard this particular solution into the empty beaker, and then tap onto the blotting paper. Then take out the second test tube, that is second test tube sample, that is 0.2 ml test tube sample. Then transfer into the cuvette, and again wipe the upper surface of the cuvette and place it in the this colorimeter. Okay, and take the OD, and whatever the OD you'll get, you need to record 0.42. Once you adjust this particular colorimeter for 0, 0, later you will not go for any kind of adjustment. Just you are going to place this particular cuvette and you are going to take the readings. Okay, so this was the tabular column what we went through. Now let us understand what we went through here in the tabular column. So test tube number 1, your numbers we took here 1 to 7th one. 7th one was the unknown. So for the first test tube, we did not add any kind of glucose here. For the second test tube, we add 0.2 ml of glucose, then 0.4 ml of glucose, 0.6 ml of the glucose to the fourth test tube, then 0.8 ml to fifth test tube, then 1 ml to sixth test tube. And this will be given by the in charge teacher. And we made to this particular, in the test tube, we made to 2 ml, right? We made 2 ml. Here there was no any glucose, so we added over there 2 ml of water. And here we made it up to 2 ml. If this is 0.2 and you are going to add 0.8 ml of distilled water. If this is 0.4, we added over there for 1.6 ml of distilled water. And here for 0.6, 1.4, for 0.8, 1.2 ml of distilled water, and here 1 ml of glucose means 1 ml of distilled water. So final volume in all the test tube made up to 2 ml, whereas this will be given by the examiner or in charge teacher, because you need to find out how much amount of the glucose they have given, that you need to find out. Now let us understand this column, that is concentration of glucose, that is in that is in microgram, that is right, mu g. So whereas in this particular case, mu g, the first in the first test tube there is no glucose. When there is no glucose, mean that will be nil. That is 0 microgram, right? In the second test tube, we have put 0.2 ml of glucose. Okay, 0.2 ml of glucose concentration is 200 microgram per 200 microgram. Okay, in zero point 0.2 ml we have 200 microgram. How we'll come to know this one? We prepared the standard glucose, right? We prepared standard glucose. How did we prepare? We prepared the standard glucose by taking 100 mg of the glucose weight and dissolved in 100 ml of distilled water. And we did that in the, that is standard volumetric flask we took, right? Standard volumetric flask we took, and in that we prepared this particular standard glucose. So there what we have done, 100 mg we took and dissolved in 100 ml of distilled water. I told right in the previous slide, 100 mg means always you'll calculate for per ml. So 100 mg in 100 ml means per ml how much? 1 mg. So always convert this mg to mu g, that is mu g means that is 1 mg, that is 1000 microgram per ml. Per ml, in 1 ml, this is the 1 ml of glucose. In 1 ml of the glucose, 1000 microgram amount of the glucose is there, right? For 0.8, how much? Cross multiplication. Okay, for 1 in 1 ml 1000 microgram glucose, how much for 0.8? So you'll get here the 800 microgram per so 800 microgram in 0.8. So in 0.6, in 1 ml 1000 my glucose 1000 microgram of glucose means how much for 0.6? You'll get here the 600, right? So 600 microgram of glucose. And same thing 0.4, that is 400 microgram, 0.2 200 microgram. So this is 0 because there is no glucose here. And in the 7 test tube, we need to find out the concentration. How much concentration? We can check through standard graph. By using, we'll take this particular, these particular ODs, we'll take as a standard graph. By using the standard graph, we can plot the unknown. We'll be able to find out the how much amount of glucose is present in this particular 7th test tube. Okay, after this addition of the glucose and water, next in the here you are going to add the DNS. Okay, you need to add the DNS. How much? 2 ml of DNS to each test tube you are going to add. After the DNS treatment, you are going to incubate in boiling water bath for 15 minutes. Okay, for 15 minutes you are going to put in the boiling water bath, then cool to room temperature in cold water bath. Okay, in a beaker you'll take the cold water and you are going to cool to room temperature. After cooling, we are going to add the 5 ml of distilled water to each test tube. For all the test tube, we are going to add the 5 ml of distilled water. After the addition, you'll take the OD, that is optical density at 540 nanometer. Based on this, how we have added here the glucose now, we have increased the glucose concentration. Based on the concentration of the glucose present in this particular sample, you are going to get the same increased concentration of color development in all the test tube. What are the first always I told you that blank will be used for the 0 0. This will be always 0 0. This is like a blank 0 0. Okay, second test tube, whatever the OD you'll get now, that you'll write. For the third test tube, your OD you are going to write, and fourth test tube we are going to write the OD here. Fifth test tube we are going to write OD. Sixth test tube we are going to write OD. Okay, and seventh one is the unknown one, that OD also you will write here. Okay, you'll write the OD of the 7th test tube also. So by using this second, third, fourth, fifth, and the sixth, by using this particular 6 test tube, we are going to plot the standard graph. Okay, so once standard curve is ready, then on the standard curve, a straight line, you are going to plot this particular unknown concentration. And by using the standard curve, we can find out how much amount of concentration of the glucose present in the unknown sample. Okay. Just imagine we got this kind of a concentration OD here. Just make a note of this one. Okay. First one always adjusted to 0.00, then 0.07, then 0.15, then 0.25, then 0.35, 0.43, and 0.25. Okay. Here this is, you may get, always you get here in standard straight line, that will be in the, based on the color development. Okay. Increasing order. whereas unknown, which is the will be given by the examiner or in charge teacher, that may be different or not necessarily in increasing order. Okay, so based on the increase in the concentration of the reducing sugar, intensity of the color increases. Then the increased color can be measured by the colorimeter, okay, by using optical density at 540 nanometer. You can see if there is a low, for example, in the blank, there was no any kind of glucose, low concentration, there is no color development, just a blank to adjust that particular instrument, okay, no glucose here. But as and when you see the second, third and fourth test tube, we can see the increase in the color development can be seen. The increase of color development of the optical density can be measured based on the color at 540 nanometer. Okay, so what are the standard graph we got here? No, the standard graph from second test tube to up to sixth test tube, we are going to plot as standard curve. Okay, this is the standard curve or standard straight line we are going to plot. By using the standard curve, we are going to plot the unknown concentration. Okay, once you get this kind of OD here, then what you need to do, you need to take the graph sheet. Okay, in the graph sheet, you need to, okay, in the graph sheet, you need to first write the x, what is y axis, then what is x axis. Okay, uh, here you can write as this as the x-axis, okay, and this as the y-axis, and this is the origin, that is 0. Okay, so x-axis you need to take the known concentration. Okay, what are the concentration we have taken here? We have taken here the concentration, that is 200, 400, 600, 800, 1000. This is a known concentration. So known concentration of the glucose in microgram, we are going to write it here. On x-axis here, 200 you are going to write, and next one is 400. Okay, next one is 600, next one is 800. Okay, and next one is 1000. So you are going to write all the concentrations on the x-axis. So all these concentrations you are going to take on the x-axis. Okay, and here in the y-axis, okay, on the y-axis you are going to take the OD. For example, here I have 0.01. I have a 0.01. So we can take like this is 0.05. Okay, 0.05 and 0.10, like that. You can 0.15, like that you can take here the OD. All the ODs you are going to take on this particular y axis. Optical density at 540 nanometer, that will be on the y axis, and known concentration will be on the x axis. Now how to plot? For example, you need to check for this 200 concentration, how this is the 200 concentration, right? Yeah, this is the 200 concentration. For this 200 concentration, how much OD you got? I got here 0.7, right? So you need to check in this particular 200.07, where that will, this is 0.05, 0.07, that may come around here. Okay, like that. Then for 400 concentration, how much you got the OD? Here that is 0.15. So in for 400 concentration, for 400 concentration, I got here around 0.15, 0.15 here. One second. Okay, here. Okay, for here, for this particular 400, we got the concentration around here. So you are going to put one cross mark here, and same thing for 600. Okay, here for this 600, I got 0.25. Okay, for 600, you need to put one, for 600, one particular dot here, a cross line. And for 800, we got here 0.35, and you need to check where is 0.35 will come. 0.35 respective concentration, 0.35 we have come around here. And for the 1000, we got here the concentration here, that is 0.43. So for 1000 here, 0.3 will come here, 0.43 will come here. Then by using that, from second test tube to sixth test tube, you are going to, you have put this particular dot, and later by using the scale, you can connect all these dots. You need to get the straight lines. This line should pass through all these dots, and this will be known as standard curve. Okay, you are going to get from the second test tube to up to sixth test tube by using standard curve. And now I got here, this is the unknown, this is the 0.25. You need to check where 0.25 will come. Okay, this is actually point 0.5 and this is 0.15 and here this is zero point 0.2 and this 0.25. Somewhere the 0.25 will come here, right? I'll put one cross mark here. Then by using the sharp pen or pencil pen, that is here you can put the dotted lines, and wherever this dotted line which touches to the standard curve, no, from there you are going to draw again the dotted lines. Where this dotted line touches from the standard curve onto the known concentration of the x-axis, this will be your amount of the concentration of the glucose which is present in this unknown test tube. Okay, this concentration into right here, unknown concentration of glucose is equal to how much? That is around 500 microgram. Okay, that you need to write 500 microgram in 2 ml. So we made here for the 2 ml. So in 2 ml, there is the presence of 500 microgram of glucose. Hope you understood here. So the same thing here. So we have put on the, we have taken on the x-axis, that is concentration of standard glucose in microgram on x-axis. This unit is very important. You must write standard glucose or maltose or fructose, whatever you have taken. Then this is on the y-axis. On y-axis, you have taken OD at 540 nanometer. Then you need to draw the glucose standard curve. Okay, I told no, for 200 concentration, whatever you got the concentration, first you need to put one cross mark here, then cross mark here in the graph sheet, cross mark, then connect all the dots by using the scale and you'll get the standard curve. Okay, so for the 200 we got, I showed there, right? So whereas here for 200 concentration, here for the 200 concentration, we got, for the 200 concentration, we got 0.07. So here we can see the 0.07. Okay, for the 400 concentration, we got here the 0.15. So for the 400 concentration, we got around here approximately 0.15, cross this one. And again for the 600 concentration, this is 0.25. Okay, 600, the concentration will be here. The concentration of glucose will be here and you need to find out here where is this 0.25 will come. So 0.25, put one cross mark in the graph sheet. Here I have not used the graph sheet, you need to use graph sheet. Then for the 800 concentration, so here you have written no, all the known concentration, 800 concentration, I got here 0.35. So here I need to search where is 0.35, 0.35. Yeah, around 0.35. So I need to put one cross mark here, 0.35. Okay, then how much here? 1000. For 1000 how much I got? 0.43. So 0.43 somewhere around here. So I put here 0.43. Here 0.40, 0.41, 0.42 and then 0.43. So here 0.43 is there and this was for 1000 concentration. Okay, once this is ready, then by using the scale you are going to draw the straight line. Okay, this will be known as standard curve, standard glucose curve. Once the standard glucose curve is ready from this test tube, okay, and from this test tube and this one and all the 5 test tube, then you are going to plot the unknown. How much I got the unknown here? I got here the 0.25. So well, we need to join here this particular, okay, here I'll not get the proper standard straight line, but I'll try here. So you need to join all the all this particular dots and you'll get the standard glucose curve. You need to label this as standard glucose curve. Okay, once standard glucose curve is ready, then you are going to plot your unknown sample. How much unknown we got here? We got unknown here 0.25, right? You got here the 0.25 unknown sample, you got here no 0.25. This 0.25 you need to search where 0.25 will come. 0.25, yeah, here 0.25 is there. From this 0.25 you are going to put dotted lines, very fine dotted lines you are going to put, and wherever this dotted line touches to this particular standard curve, no, again you are going to draw again downward dotted lines. Once this dotted line which touches the known concentration on the x-axis, we can tell that that was the amount of the glucose present in the unknown concentration, unknown test tube. So this is the 600. I need to write it here as uh, unknown concentration of glucose is 600 microgram. Okay, so this answer is here you can write in your table, that is we have put this question right here, you can write in the answer, that is 600 microgram amount of the glucose, that particular concentration was given by the examiner to you to analyze. Okay, this is the standard glucose curve. Once this is ready, then we can plot this particular unknown sample, and to label that as unknown concentration of glucose is equal to 600 microgram. Okay, this is the graph sheet. On this graph sheet, you need to plot. Okay, here this is as the y-axis. Okay, by using the pencil y-axis. Then here we can write here the x-axis. Okay, once you draw this one by using the graph, you need to write what is this particular x-axis. Here you write concentration of glucose in microgram on x-axis, and here OD at 540 nanometer, and you need to write here as the 0, and to write the concentration of the glucose, whatever the concentration of glucose, maltose, fructose, whatever you have taken that concentration into, write. So you have taken the concentration first 200, then 400, then 600, then 800, then 1000 you need to write. And then whatever the OD you got from that, from the base, you can take based on the OD, you can take beginning numbers 0.05, you can take like 0.0 10, you can take at 0.15 or 0.20, 0.25, 0.30, 0.35, like that you are going to take. What are the OD you got, like that for 200, how much OD you got, put one dot here, and for this second concentration, how much you got, put a cross mark like this, and for the third concentration, how much you got, you write, and the fourth concentration like this, and the fifth concentration like this. After pointing out all the concentration of the respective test tubes, then draw the straight line by using the scale. Straight line must come. If any points do not match, also no issues. Any 3 points if coincide, that is more than enough. And take the unknown OD. That unknown OD you need to check how much you get. Okay, whatever you get that particular OD, that you need to check. For example, this 1.45 is your OD means. Then from this you are going to put the dotted lines. Okay, wherever this dotted line touches the standard curve from downward, you need to put the again dotted lines here. And where this dotted lines touches, no, this will be the unknown concentration of the glucose which present in the unknown test tube. You must write how much amount of concentration you found. Okay, so while plotting the graph, one more important thing is that first you need to write the title of the experiment. First you need to write here the title of the experiment here. Okay, then you should also write here the scale. Okay, on x-axis what you have taken, and y-axis what you have taken, per 1 centimeter what you have taken, and y-axis 1 centimeter how much amount of OD you have taken. You must write compulsory this particular scale. Okay, then you should also label what is x-axis and what is y-axis, and to label this as the standard glucose curve, and to label this as unknown concentration of dash amount was found. And to write at the end the result, the amount of glucose present to a ml of the unknown sample is dash microgram, you must write. Upon attention, you need to keep in your mind that is 3,5-dinitrosalicylic acid can cause irritation of the eyes, skin and respiratory tract, and is toxic if swallowed. That's why you should be very careful while pipetting, or better you can use the measuring cylinder to pour that particular DNS reagent. Okay, be careful while performing this experiment and take your responsibility on your shoulder. Hope this video will be useful to you. I, Dr. Pratibha K, signing off for today. Stay tuned with me, stay connected with me, stay safe. Before I turn off, kindly go through this quote. When you focus problem, you lose the good. When you focus on goal, you lose your problem. Think about this. Thank you for watching.